My name is Scott Cordell, and in this video we're going to talk about how to format a paper correctly in APA7, the newest style, using Microsoft Word. Sullivan University began using APA7 in the fall of 2020. For those of you that have used APA before, there's some nice changes that will make your life a little bit easier. For those of you who've never used any of APA before, we'll get you up and running in a few short moments. So let's get started. Now what you'll see on your screen is that I'm in a Blackboard course. This happens to be one that I teach. And what I'm going to do is, once I'm inside the course, everything is made up of shortcuts for you, so you can easily find these resources and do all of this yourself. In the menu over to the left side, come down to Student Resources. When you click there, you'll be given this. This is in every single course. And at the very top, there's an APA at Sullivan University. If I click on this, I'll be taken to the Sullivan Libraries page and their site that only deals with APA7. If you need to go and write something, say for some reason back in APA6, there is a section here with a link to take you back to the site we had just before this. Right off the bat, this site tells you exactly what APA was for, the manual and where you can actually pick it up, some other helpful links, but at the bottom are the changes, and these are the things I really want to focus on. Since we have adopted this in 2020, especially the fall 2020, a running head is no longer required. At the top of every page on an APA 6 paper, you had a running head, and a lot of students struggled with that. But now student papers do not require that. Also, there is only one space after each period at the end of a sentence, unless there's other things that need to be put in there. At the same time, you can now use the singular use of they is acceptable instead of the old plural one that you can only use it in certain cases. And you can now use et al. If you've ever got more than one author, you can use et al. The very first time you cite that. You don't have to list every one of them the first time, and then after that, abbreviate it. You no longer have to have URLs in your reference list that are preceded by retrieved from, unless you've got a date. And then the website's name is included, unless it's the same as the author. So if I was doing a site for Scott Cordell and my site was scottcordell.com, I would not have to list the website name. But if my website's name was the very best website in the world and it was authored by Scott Cordell, I would have to put the website's name. And in books, you'll notice that publishers are no longer listed in the book reference. Off to the side, how to cite very quickly, very short way to do it. And again, with books, notice there's no publisher location. And this is just the general format for all of it. Again, here's a web address, but you don't put retrieved by or retrieved from. So that is a very quick one. You can get a copy of this for yourself. I do want to point out the OWL lab here. If you have trouble with other stuff, they take a lot of what we have here and do it a little differently, but they've been doing this for years. So we refer a lot of students to the Purdue Online Writing Lab, which is OWL, the OWL. Now at the top, each section, I've got each section of the paper here. And again, for the paper sections, you have a title page, a header, a main body, and references. So the title page just has these key pieces. Here's how you set it up. And there's even a student example here. Don't bother with that one. I'll show you a better one in just a moment. On the page header, again, not required for student papers, unless your instructor says, no, I really like those. And I will go ahead and tell you, most of the instructors at Sullivan will not have you do a running head. The main body, just exactly how you should deal with it, and the references. A tab on how you're going to deal with quotes, direct quotes that are followed by the author, or the ones that you're saying according to and doing a quote, if you're doing partial or if you're doing long block quotes. A whole guide on how you do each little piece in Word. Again, I will show you very quickly how to do that. How to deal with insight citations. And again, tons of different patterns that you can deal with just depending on what you need to do. What a reference page should look like. But notice this tab was sample paper. Earlier in each one of these separate tabs, in the title page, here's an example, here's a body, here's all these others. All of these are PDF documents with the red marks on them. But notice the student paper, and it's an example of APA format, and it has a blue W. It is in Word format. So what I'm going to do is click on that, save it for just a moment so I've got a copy, and then I'm going to go ahead and open this. And I'm going to, of course, open it in Word. I have Word installed on my computer already. And now I can hit enable editing, and I can edit this page. For the sake of this video, I'm going to go back to where it will show just the main page, one page at a time. And let's talk about what if we needed to do a paper. And this will be just a few short minutes here. I would replace the title with my own. One thing about these highlighting, what I'm doing is clicking in the beginning of it and then dragging so I can select it. Please don't take that last thing at the end. Come back here. Well, right. Sorry. It's not going to let me. There we go. If you grab this, that is the paragraph marker, and I'll show you just real quick. In other words, it's what makes a line return. So you want to not grab that if you can. Again, if you turn these on, which is under the home menu, you turn off paragraph markers, it's very easy to now select all this and come back one, and it's a whole lot easier to do it. So my paper is the impact of social media marketing on computer purchases. Just make something up. I can make something up. Don't make up something for yours. You get to craft something instead. My name. This is for Sullivan University. I'll come down and change the course. Instead of Dr. I'm a Heart, we'll do Dr. I'm a Smarty. Well, there, we'll do it that way. And then for the date, you just put in the date that you turned in or finished the paper. I do want to show you one shortcut here. If I go to the Insert menu and click on Date and Time, I can pick the second one here, I'm sorry, the third one without the day, and actually just hit OK. Be careful that Update automatically is not checked unless you want this to change every time you open the paper. And that's it for a formatted title page. You don't do anything else. Now, I need the same title here, so I'm going to go up and literally just copy and paste my title back in here. And on the second page, this is where I'll type my paper, so I don't need any of this. So now I just lost an entire page. One quick way to make sure that these two pages do not run together, right before references, right where you see that blinking bar, I'm going to hold down my Control key and press Enter. And now that's on a new page, I can start typing right here and type every bit of my paper there. So I'll leave that for now. On my references page, I would get rid of whatever was referenced before. Whoop, one more. And my references will go right there. So in this video, we actually went to the library website, grabbed the APA template from the sample paper site that's already in Word format, edited it for our purposes, and now you have a place to begin each one of your papers. I hope you found this video useful, and thank you for watching.